what is money
So
without fiat?
these are really good questions. Like first and
Mm.
foremost, I think that fiat is required for a modern society, and I write as much in kind of the blog post that I have. So I'm a huge Bitcoiner, but I also think that fiat's almost like a magic trick that everyone needs at this point, and I can elaborate on that. The other thing I would say though is that Bitcoin is backed by energy, and this is kind of a mysterious thing for me, and it's my understanding right now. I want to say as well that my views are backed by Lynn Alden's book, Broken Money. So, anyone who's on this podcast, if you haven't read that book, I would very much advise reading it. It's the history of gold and proto banking and money writ large. And she kind of builds up to where we are now with crypto and how that might,
It's called
kind of
Broken
like,
Money.
it's called Broken Money by Lynn Alden, a fantastic book. And
Bro,
yeah,
Ken, you gotta read that, bro, bro.
That's funny.
I recommend it for sure. But in part of it is part of my latest understanding with Bitcoin is that actual energy spend, the actual security spend and energy spend is what's backing the Bitcoin. So in other words, what you want out of a store of value, let's say, out of a type of money, is that you want it to be effortful to produce. So if we get like these seashells that are really hard to find and we have to spend time polishing them, so that's effort that I'm putting into that. And then also sowing the field and reaping the crops is effortful. And so you want to exchange with me the medium that you can then you can store and pass on to that. You want to make sure that that medium is effortful to produce. And right now, when we are printing money, now most of it is just digitally sending like money over via digital rails in a database to banks from the central bank down. But the thing about printing money, it's not effortful to produce. The effortfulness of our current money is the debt asset that's created and the effort used in paying off that debt asset. So you've got money first and effort later. Whereas Bitcoin and gold, you have effort first. Go create a mining operation. Go dig out the gold from the ground, and then you get money after that. Like you get the monetary unit after that. And that distinction for me was like massive in my understanding of what Bitcoin is. So it really is about like, you have this medium of exchange, and I want it to be as effortful as possible to reproduce those mediums. So that when I put my effort into that medium, I know it's not going to be devalued or deflated.
Mhm.
Whereas if I put it into something that you can then print, 100,000 more of like immediately, I just don't have. I have to have a lot of trust in you that you're not going to do that immediately. I have to have a
Well,
lot of
if
trust.
Mm-hmm.
Bitcoin is backed by the power it costs to produce it,